Hi, good evening. In this session, I am going to discuss photorespiration. What it is photorespiration? The special respiration that takes place in the presence of sunlight in photosynthetic tissue is said to be photorespiration. So this is a light respiration, whereas the normal respiration is said to be dark respiration, means irrespective of light, in the presence or absence of the light that takes place. Here it takes place in the presence of light in photosynthetic tissue. So when it takes place, the photorespiration is the question. When the concentration of the oxygen exceeds that of carbon dioxide in mesophyll cells, then that leads to the occurrence of photorespiration. So where it is present photorespiration? It is present in C3 plants, absent in C4 plants. Why it is absent in C4 plants is a question. In C4 plants, concentration of oxygen never exceeds the concentration of carbon dioxide. If concentration of the oxygen is increased than the concentration of the carbon dioxide, the Rubisco enzyme, it shows its oxygenase activity rather than the carboxylase activity. The same enzyme, Rubisco, it catalyzes both carboxylation of the RUBP as well as oxidation of the RUBP depending on the concentrations of the carbon dioxide and oxygen. In C3 plants, oxygen concentration may be increased as compared to the carbon dioxide, leading to the photorespiration. But in C4 plants, concentration of the oxygen never exceeds that of the carbon dioxide. Why? Because in C4 plants, there is a mechanism to maintain the higher levels of the carbon dioxide in the mesophyll cells. There are two carboxylases, PEP carboxylase as well as RUBP carboxylase. Always the PEP carboxylase absorbs carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and it pumps that carbon dioxide into the bundle sheath cells in the form of malic acid. So malic acid releases carbon dioxide which will be available for the Rubisco enzyme. So here there is a special mechanism to pump carbon dioxide. On the other hand, the PEP carboxylase is capable of fixing even the internal carbon dioxide which is released in respiration. In the case of C3 plants, RUBP cannot fix the internal carbon dioxide. Hence, some now and then oxygen concentrations becomes more than the carbon dioxide in the case of C3 plants, and in the case of C4 plants, never it exceeds the concentration of carbon dioxide. So, photorespiration absent in C4 plants, present in C3 plants. What happens in photorespiration? Here, the enzyme Rubisco, now it acts as oxidase. Here, RUBP undergoes oxidation instead of carboxylation. If RUBP undergoes carboxylation, that results in the formation of 2 moles of phosphoglyceric acid, 3 phosphoglyceric acid, 2 molecules. But here, instead of carboxylation, RUBP is undergoing oxidation. So we know that RUBP consists of 5 carbons. Now it is undergoing oxidation. So here resultants, they should consist of 5 carbons because here RUBP consists of 5 carbons, no carbon dioxide. So here a molecule of phosphoglyceric acid is formed as in C3 cycle and a molecule of phosphoglycolate is formed. Phosphoglyceric acid is a 3C compound whereas the phosphoglycolate is a 2C compound. 3 plus 2, 5 and here 5. Balanced 2. Now phosphoglyceric acid which is resulted at this step, it is involved in PCR, photosynthetic carbon reduction, otherwise C3 cycle. What about the fate of this phosphoglycolate? Actually, this oxidation reaction, it takes place in chloroplast. For the occurrence of the photorespiration, we need three cell organelles. What are they? Chloroplast, peroxisomes, mitochondria. Now, RUBP oxidation occurs in chloroplast. So, phosphoglycolate is resulted in chloroplast, which is a 2C carbon, 2C compound. It consists of two carbons. As 2C compound is produced as a first stable product, the cycle is also said to be C2 cycle. And the same is called glycolate pathway because the glycolate is resulted. And the same is called PCO, photosynthetic carbon oxidation. Actually, photosynthetic carbon reduction takes place, but here instead of carboxylation, oxidation takes place now. Hence, we consider this as photosynthetic carbon oxidation, otherwise C2 cycle, otherwise glycolate pathway, otherwise photorespiration or light respiration. So here, phosphoglycolate, which is produced in the oxidation of RUBP, now undergoes dephosphorylation, resulting in the formation of glycolate. Phosphate is removed from that. Under influence of phosphatase, phosphate is removed. It is a hydrolysis reaction. In this, glycolate is resulted. Glycolate and phosphoglycolate both are resulted in chloroplast itself. Now the glycolate which is resulted in chloroplast will be transferred into the peroxisomes, where it undergoes oxidation again under influence of oxidase enzyme, which is called marker enzyme. Oxidation of the glycolate results in the formation of glyoxylate or glyoxylic acid, and H2O2 is also formed as byproduct. Now the H2O2, it has a toxic effect towards the plant tissues. The H2O2 is broken down to H2O and oxygen under influence of catalase enzyme, and now the glyoxylate is resulted now that it undergoes transamination reaction. In this transamination, from the glutamate, amino group is transferred to glyoxylate, so that glyoxylate is converted to glycine, and due to the loss of amino group, the glutamate is converted to alpha ketoglutarate acid. So conversion of amino acid into the organic acid. So that is nothing but transamination. In this transamination, glycine is resulted. So where the glycine is formed? It is formed in peroxisomes. Glycolate is formed in chloroplast. Now the glycine which is formed in the peroxisomes is transferred into the mitochondria. So here, glycine in mitochondria, it undergoes decarboxylation. Actually, glycine is a 2-carbon compound. 2 moles of glycine undergoes decarboxylation simultaneous with oxidation, removal of the hydrogens, and even deamination also. Amino group is released, carbon dioxide is released, even H2 removed that are added to NAD plus, so that NAD plus this coenzyme is reduced to NADH2. So decarboxylation, we focus on decarboxylation. Here 2 moles of glycine undergo decarboxylation, resulting in the formation of a serine, which is also another amino acid, both glycine amino acid, even serine amino acid. but the glycine is 2 carbon compound, whereas the serine is 3 carbon compound. So here one NADH2 is also formed. Here 2 glycines consist of 4 carbons. 1 carbon is removed in the form of carbon dioxide. Hence the glycine consists of 3 carbons. So 2 carbon amino acid is glycine and 3 carbon amino acid is serine. 2 carbon amino acid is produced in peroxisomes and 3 carbon amino acid is produced in mitochondria. We are calling this as a photorespiration. Why respiration? Because in respiration, oxygen is absorbed, carbon dioxide is released. Here in the chloroplast, oxygen is absorbed and in mitochondria, carbon dioxide is released. So in which of the following cell organelles carbon dioxide is released in photorespiration? In mitochondria. Now the serine, which is resulted due to the decarboxylation of the glycine, it is transferred into the again peroxisomes. Now serine enters into the peroxisomes. There again here transamination means actually here deamination takes place. From the serine, amino group is removed and the same is added to alpha glutaric acid. As a result, that is converted to glutamate. Conversion of organic acid into the amino acid. Actually here serine is the amino acid. It consists of amino group. The amino group is removed and added to the alpha ketoglutarate acid. Due to that, alpha ketoglutarate acid is converted into glutamate. This is amino acid converted into glutamate. Due to the removal of amino group, serine is converted to hydroxypyruvate. Further, which undergoes reduction by using the one NADH2, hydroxypyruvate will be reduced to glycerate. So here glycerate and hydroxypyruvate are resulted in peroxisomes, whereas the serine is resulted in mitochondria, whereas the glycine is resulted in again peroxisomes. Now the glycerate which is resulted in peroxisomes is transferred into the chloroplast. In chloroplast, this glycerate undergoes phosphorylation by using one ATP. So ATP is broken down to ADP and inorganic phosphate. The inorganic phosphate is added to the glycerate, resulting in the formation of 3-phosphoglyceric acid. So here in the oxidation of REBP, otherwise in photorespiration, in the first step itself, 1-phosphoglyceric acid resulted and 1-phosphoglycolate resulted. Eventually the glycolate is also converted into phosphoglyceric acid, which involves in photosynthetic carbon reduction. Per cycle, 2 moles of phosphoglyceric acid is produced and that involves in photosynthetic carbon reduction, as in C3 cycle. There also REB carboxylation results in 2 moles of phosphoglyceric acid. Here also, however, first one molecule of PJ is formed. At the end, again one more molecule of PJ is formed. When 2 molecules of phosphoglyceric acid is resulted in the photorespiration. Why the photorespiration is said to be wasteful process? Actually, it is believed that photorespiration is a wasteful process that reduces the crop yielding. Why here? Although both the phosphoglyceric acids are produced and involving in the photosynthetic carbon reduction, why it is called wasteful process? The reason is here. It is wasteful process because carbon loss takes place. How much carbon loss takes place? What is the percentage of the loss of the carbon in photorespiration? Let us calculate. Here, 2 moles of glycine together forming one serine. Glycine is a 2 carbon compound. Serine is a 3 carbon compound. So 2 molecules of glycine undergo decarboxylation. 2 molecules of glycine consist of 4 carbons. If it undergo decarboxylation, 1 carbon removed in the form of carbon dioxide. And remaining 3 carbons, they form serine. So 4 carbons in glycine constitute 100% of the carbon. From that, 1 carbon is removed in the form of carbon dioxide. So what is the percentage of 1 carbon in 4 carbons? 25%. So 25% of the carbon is removed. Remaining 75% is recovered in the form of serine. So the carbon loss is 25%. The loss of carbon in photorespiration per cycle is 25% because 2 moles of glycine consist of 4 carbons. From that, 1 carbon removed in the form of carbon dioxide. Remaining 3 carbons are recovered into the serine. So 75% of the carbon recovered, 25% of the carbon is lost in the form of carbon dioxide. So the percentage of loss of carbon in photorespiration is 25% per cycle. Coming to the actual loss. Actually here, 2 glycines form 1 serine. But if 1 molecule of REBP react with 1 molecule of oxygen, that results in the formation of only 1 molecule of glycine. But here we have taken 2 molecules. What does it mean? To produce 2 molecules of glycine, 2 molecules of REBP needed. 2 molecules of REBP react with 2 molecules of oxygen, that results in the formation of 2 molecules of PGA and 2 molecules of phosphoglycolate. Actually, if it is 1 molecule, here 1 PGA, 1 phosphoglycolate. If 2 REBP react, 2 PGA, 2 phosphoglycolate. 2 PGA consists of 6 carbons. 2 molecules of 3 PGA. 2 into 3, 6. Actually, 2 molecules of REBP consist of 10 carbons. Here you take oxidation of the 2 molecules of REBP results in the formation of directly 2 molecules of phosphoglyceric acid and 2 molecules of glycolic acid. So 2 PGA already directly formed, and however the 2 phosphoglycolates also converted into 2 moles of glycines, and 2 moles of glycines together form 1 serine. So totally oxidation of 2 REBP results in the formation of 2 molecules of PGA and finally 1 molecule of serine also recovered. So 2 molecules of PGA consist of 6 carbons. 1 molecule of serine consists of 3 carbons. Totally how many carbons are recovered? 9 carbons are recovered. But how many carbons are there in the RUBP? 2 molecules of RUBP. 2 molecules of RUBP consist of 10 carbons. Of that, 1 carbon only removed in the form of carbon dioxide. Remaining 9 carbons are recovered. 6 carbons are recovered in the form of phosphoglyceric acid directly, 2 molecules of 3 phosphoglyceric acid. This is 2 molecules of 3 phosphoglyceric acid, and 1 molecule of serine also recovered. So 6 plus 3, 9 are recovered. So 10 carbons constitute 100%. What is the percentage of 1 carbon in 10 carbons? 10%. Because 1 carbon only removed in the form of carbon dioxide. So 100% minus 10%, that is equal to 90%. 10 carbons minus 1 carbon equal to 9 carbons. So 90% of the carbon is recovered finally in the form of phosphoglyceric acid, and 1 carbon removed means 10% of the carbon is lost. So the actual loss of carbon dioxide in the photorespiration, the actual loss of carbon in the form of carbon dioxide in photorespiration is 10%. Per cycle 25%, because 2 glycines, 4 carbons minus 1 carbon. So 4 carbons consist of 100 minus 1 carbon means 25% loss. 75% recovered in the form of that serine. Per cycle 25% loss, 75% recovery, and actual loss is 10%, 90% recovery. So that is why the photorespiration is said to be wasteful process because carbon loss takes place. What is the percentage of loss of the carbon? The percentage of loss of carbon per cycle is 25% and actual loss is 10%. And how many cell organelles are required for the occurrence of the photorespiration? 3 cell organelles are required. And where it is present, where it is absent? In C3 plants it is present and in C4 plants it is absent.